Hello and welcome to the Beefy Pod, your favorite news show brought to you by Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer located on over 30 chains. Now, we're just going to jump right into it today because there has been a lot going on. Am I right,
That's
TPC?
right. The news is wild, man.
The
Wild.
news is wild. The crypto world is wild. And so we can't hold it for much longer. So, starting off first, a not so crypto story, but kind of crypto adjacent story. China is considering selling TikTok
Mhm.
to Elon Musk, which wouldn't be too surprising since basically Elon Musk is uh, or China is a big customer of Elon Musk. And reports are suggesting that China might offload TikTok to Elon Musk if the US imposes the ban, potentially adding a new app to Musk tech empire. The scenario raises questions about global tech ownership, US China tensions over data security, and the shift from Chinese ownership to the new Elon model of censorship. First, Musk buys Twitter, now TikTok. Pretty soon, his next big investment might be to buy someone in the SEC. I'm pretty sure he's probably done that already.
He needs to buy a couple more, right?
He just needs to buy more. How many more people can he
I
buy?
mean,
He's
buy
bought
them
the
all.
president. He's buying.
They're in
He's buying to buy
government.
them
They're all
all.
for sale.
They're all for sale. Everyone is for sale. The U.S. government, freedom, buy us. Real estate for sale now. So hot. Anyhow, for me, I think this is a pretty big deal. I mean, I first off, I think it's the most likely scenario, especially for the Chinese, because no matter how people want to put it, at the end of the day, China's a country that has leverage over Elon Musk. They're such a big part of Tesla's business. It would be incredibly detrimental if he makes a statement that's bad about the CCP. If anybody else takes control of TikTok, then China ceases to have leverage over the app itself, at least in the Western world. What do you think, TBC?
Well, listen, Jorge, I don't think it matters because I have been out there today talking to the youth of the world who have been struggling with what to do with this TikTok situation. And the word on the street, and this is coming directly from today from the youth themselves, is many of them are switching over to the new Chinese app called Red Note. This is
Red
Red
Note.
Note. And if you guys thought that the TikTok app was filled with Chinese communist propaganda, you need to check out Red Note, which is actually a mistranslation of whatever the actual Chinese word is for it. I don't speak Mandarin or any of them languages with the squiggly letters. It translates to
I
the little red book. So there you have it. Kids are hopping on to the hottest new communist propaganda app out there. And Jorge is going to make sure that this show appears on Red Note as soon as it's released. So hop on those commie apps and start streaming because
tell you what,
we want to
whoever
have the
sees our
best.
first short on Red Note can, I'll shout you out on
Let's
our next
go.
video.
Let's go. Follow
Yeah.
us on Red Note, folks. We're ready.
Follow us on Red
We're
Note whenever
ready.
that
We're
happens.
ready for the best Chinese DeFi news you could come around.
I mean, look, Red Note is the app where everybody shares subscribers. The means of social media are all shared by everyone on the app.
We share likes,
Okay.
folks.
But one thing I will say about this story that I find concerning is, although I personally think it's very likely that Elon Musk will be the purchaser of TikTok, I mean, he's just becoming so powerful so fast. Like, just already owning two incredibly influential applications and just having the ability to influence the algorithm, control what people see, or moderate the things that he wants people to see, can be very problematic. I don't think anyone, especially not like an entrepreneur, should have that type of
Mhm,
power.
mhm.
If the
Yes.
whole pursuit of capital is the one reason to continue to purchase all these apps, then he's going to continue to use them to influence governments, people. I don't know. It seems kind of dirty to me.
Yes. No,
What do you think?
no millionaire, billionaire has ever bought anything ever to influence or propagandize anybody or coerce government ever. And our modern day William Randolph Hearst is clearly not doing that. And seriously, maybe he just buys more politicians. But the good news is that the SEC is suing Elon Musk again. This time,
Oh,
over issues regarding Twitter's stock disclosures. I don't know. So the SEC has filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk, once again accusing him of failing to properly disclose stock purchases before acquiring Twitter. Because you should. If you're going to buy something, you must tell the government everything, or just once again, just share it on the Red Note application. Uh, my,
great way to let the world know on Redno.
Anyway, in typical Musk fashion, he has brushed off the allegations, continuing to wave his middle fingers. And Jorge, it looks like Musk is attracting lawsuits in a way that crypto and government seem to attract scammers. Am I right?
I think you're right. And I think that there's like a huge barrage of people that are just jumping to his side right away. And I kind of get why, but I think it's important to realize the issue that the case is trying to argue, which is that he did not file his report with the SEC when he was going to do a large
Oh, a
purchase that could
large
move the
purchase.
price exactly
Hmm.
up and down.
Hmm.
So to avoid confusion here, that's actually kind of shady because basically what it means is he went and he didn't tell the SEC when he was going to buy or start buying the shares of Twitter. And if he would have mentioned that prior to the purchase, the price would have gone up before he could have
Oh,
bought it,
yes, yes, I
if
see.
that makes
I see
sense.
how this works. So, if I'm going to buy a company, I should announce to everybody that I want to buy the company so that they could front run me and raise the value of the company, so to cost me more money. Um,
Well,
Jorge,
that's
by
kind
the
of the
way,
theory.
completely unrelated matter. I'm interested in buying GameStop. S- So I'm going to disclose that now, just in case.
Well, the idea here is that it's kind
I
of
don't, was
like
it a
he can
surprise that
manipulate he can manipulate the stock because he's so famous.
that's so
It's like
stupid.
he
This is
can
stupid.
he
This is
can
stupid.
buy. That's basically
It's
I
stupid.
think what the
It's
SEC
stu
is
Okay,
arguing
so
here. I'm just trying to give.
if you're not famous, can you get away without being front ran?
Oh, so apparently you have to report when you own more than 5% of the stock. So
Oh,
that was the
no.
case.
So
So it's a rule
so
issue.
did you announce, when you invested in Corn Hub?
No, no, and
Okay.
unfortunately, I'm not wealthy enough to own any
You don't
corn
own
hub.
5%?
5% of corn hub, I'd be a millionaire. Isn't that the
I
number
don't know.
two
I don't
most
know.
popular, number two or number three most popular website on the planet?
Would you say you own 5
If anything, own the VPNs, own the picks and shovels, man. Like
this kid this
that's where you can make the money.
this guy keeps ruining my joke. Anyway,
Sorry.
can we ca can well, would you say
All right,
you own 5 inches of corn hub?
brother. I don't even want to disclose how many inches. I just
Oh!
I don't own nothing, brother. I don't own nothing. I'm a humble man.
Speaking of
You
inches,
know. Speaking of inches, so it looks like Bitfinex may be getting their 2016 hacked funds back from the US government. Now, this may seem a little offbeat. The US government doing the right thing about crypto now? Okay, maybe now it's not that surprising. But I mean, honestly, after everything that customers have been through since 2016, this is a huge deal because back then, the total funds of what was hacked was only worth about $72 million. And now it's amassed a mind blowing $11.8 billion in funds. So I mean, the total value has increased tremendously. Back then, Bitfinex tried to make customers as whole as possible by issuing their BFX token. However, the update there is that since most of the customers have basically accepted those tokens instead of their initial crypto, uh, it seems like Bitfinex was expected to be the sole recipient of all these hacked funds. However, there's also the possibility that the US government may continue to try to reach out to the Bitfinex customers to help them receive, maybe some more compensation for their damages. But at this point, the prices are so high. I mean, this could be juicy. This could be juicy. TBC, what do you think? What's on your mind? That beautiful
Yeah.
cheddar cheese
Yeah.
hairdo of
Yeah.
yours.
I'm just wondering, if the United States government gives you your Bitcoin back and that Bitcoin is now valued at 100K per, I do I gotta pay taxes on that as capital gains or what? Like, I don't understand. If you were part of the Bitfinex hack, the only guarantee you have right now is that they're gonna screw you over again somehow. So, I feel for you, man, brother, sister, whomever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still a little doubtful. I mean, the fact that they didn't guarantee it, right away is it still leaves room for this to go wrong somehow, but at least the fact that they're mentioning that they think it should go back to Bitfinex is a great start. So I mean, I'm happy to see the direction this is going. My guess, controversial, controversial, you ready?
Yes.
I think this is because Cantor Fitzgerald, the head of Cantor Fitzgerald, I forget his name, but I'll put it right here, is one of the advisors
Mhm,
to Donald Trump.
mhm.
And I believe Tether is a part owner of Bitfinex or the owner of Bitfinex. So it makes sense. He comes in, it's like, Donald, these hacked funds, you have to give them back. So
Imagine
could
that,
be the
dude.
case.
Imagine a world where the government helps you get back stolen property, and then they give it back to you. I mean, like, what type of bizarre land would you have to live in to believe something like that would happen? Instead of the government just confiscating it and being like, "It's ours now," and then we're gonna tax you on it anyway. Well, whatever. Congratulations to the government, I guess, for teaching all us that crime doesn't pay. Ex
It's beautiful that because this may be the first and last time that TBC thanks the government
Yeah.
for anything.
No
You should
sarcasm,
feel
not
special, US
facetious.
government.
Yeah, nothing like that. Anyway, speaking of nothing pertaining to any of this, I had a transition in there. You mentioned Tether, and now I'm gonna tether to something about Tether. Uh, Circle's USDC is surpassing Tether's supply growth over the last year.
Mhm.
USDC has overtaken Tether once again in supply growth, signaling a possible shift in the stablecoin market dynamics. Big words there. Circle's
Very
increased
big words.
adoption reflects rising trust in the United States backed stablecoins environment amid regulatory scrutiny, whatever that is. I will tell you this. Uh, I don't care. Just so as long as USDC and Tether uh, can remain stable. That's it. That's all. That's it. End of conversation.
Well, so I think like the thing to point out here, and the reason it's kind of interesting to see is that you know, USDC last year had a market crash of about 45%, or in 2023, it had a market crash of 45%. And it's come back about 78%. So it's gone from 24.4 billion to about 43.9 billion, which is huge. Granted, USDC is still 22% below its all-time high of 55.9 billion. And USDT keeps growing steadily, hitting 137 billion. Uh, but it only grew 50% this year. only 50%. Like,
Thanks for
what
tuning
the heck
in.
is that
Thanks for tuning in, folks. We're talking about the market caps of
of
stable
stable
coins.
coins?
Yes,
Where
it's
where have we
growing,
gone?
baby. We're getting now. Okay.
But I think the big thing to take away here is, look, I like competition, so I'd like to see USDC find ways to be competitive against
I
Tether.
mean,
I
hold on, because is it? I don't. I don't really. Yes, on a surface level, it may seem like they're competition, but in reality, are they? I mean, it's kind of like different strokes for different folks. People. Tether is completely strongly tied, right, to
Mhm.
Bitcoin, whereas USDC tends to be maybe a little bit of everything else. Um, Certainly, you could purchase whatever you want with whatever you want, but Tether and Bitcoin are going to be tied together forever, while USDC seems like it's just going to pick up the rest of the slack out there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think where USDC might be more successful than Tether is potentially purchases. I think that they have more
Yeah,
partnerships in that regard, and Tether's offshore. It definitely seems sketchy, but they've been very consistent as far as I
like
know. I
in the
mean,
long
there hasn't
run,
been any issues.
in the long run, it looks like USDC may be the token of the people, and Tether may be the token of the financial
The
elites. Yeah,
oligarchs,
right. Anyway,
basically.
speaking of oligarchs, and
Hey,
stable coins,
so it's my
and
turn.
and
Italy's
whoa, whoa, whoa,
largest bank.
whoa, whoa! Don't ruin
Oh,
the
come on.
transition there.
All
Don't
right, all
ruin.
right. You go
Hey,
ahead. Do
hey,
your filthy
we had a
transition.
conversation, and I got this transition waiting. Anyway, what were we talking about? Stable coins. Stable coins. Stable coins are looking more stable than Elon Musk's court docket. Talking about people who lack economic stability, I guess.
Italy's largest bank invests in Bitcoin and buys 11 BTC. And Intesa Sao Paulo, Italy's biggest bank, has reported an investment of $1 million to acquire 11 Bitcoin, making a shift towards crypto adoption in traditional banking. Now, overall, I think this is good news. It's not like the giant Michael Saylor purchases that we've grown accustomed to in the crypto world, but I just think it's a step in the right direction, or at the very least, it will pump our bags. What do you think, TPC?
Well, I'll tell you what. After hearing about this, I spent the entire day in Europe, traveling from bank to bank, doing research, interviewing the bank managers, looking at their books, and as it turns out, this purchase from this Italian bank, San Paolo, or however you say it, um, turns out with 11 Bitcoin on their books, this is the wealthiest bank in all of Europe. So, congratulations, Europeaners. You are all in good shape. Good luck. In our next topic, the new Web3 enabled AI smart glasses by Up Network and DreamSmart aim to integrate blockchain technology with augmented reality. Wow, just imagine looking at Etherscan in VR. It's going to be sexy. These glasses could, underline could, revolutionize personal interactions with digital ecosystems. I don't know what that looks like. Um, but I'll just say we've had our DeFi colored, rose colored glasses on for a while. So we might as well pivot to an AI one, since AI seems to be in all the big conversations now.
Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting to see these kind of things just pop up here and there. We have Meta's glasses, Apple has glasses as well. There seems to be a direction, like, this is going to. Is this going to be the World Economic Forum? Sitting in your room and seeing virtual reality while the wealthy enjoy reality. Like,
That's interesting.
do you think that's where this is
We're
going?
getting closer to those matrix pods, right? S-
I don't know.
Soon,
I don't know.
soon,
I'm
Jorge.
not a
Check
fan.
out our Web3 integrated battery pods. Just stare yourself in a pot of goo and sit there while the new world order sucks the energy out of you.
I mean, nothing says joy and a good time like tuning out
I don't.
and not being
Do
there.
these glasses also correct astigmatism?
Well, God forbid they do something useful. All right.
At the SEC Banking Committee is actually looking into what you've all asked for the last 4 years. Not me, but you. Crypto legislation. Senator Tim Scott has emphasized crypto regulation as a key issue for the Senate Banking Committee. The focus is on balancing innovation with, get this, protecting investors from fraud and instability. The committee does seem torn between embracing crypto innovation and making sure nobody gets scammed. Maybe, Jorge, the government can focus on stopping its fraud first. Thoughts?
No, I mean, I definitely think, it's pretty wild that they have the gall to like pass these regulations, but also, own a bunch of stocks and assets that
Mhm.
benefit places. Like personally, I don't think unless they can pass laws where without, with either keeping their money in a private trust or just not owning any assets at all, you can't really trust like the full scope of what they're doing. Like I know we're a crypto channel and obviously, we're going to benefit in terms of like these new laws and I'm happy to see them come and hopefully make, being a participant in crypto in the US better. But there's still something kind of slimy if they're as well. Like they're enriching themselves by proxy,
You know,
and to what should a politician be able to do that, I think is also a fair question to anybody who is in the crypto space. Like the motives of a politician, in theory, should just be to improve or and better the lives of individuals, of to help people participate in the market and so on. So I mean, for me, that's my only downside. But otherwise, put on some Oakleys and strap yourself on the roller coaster because we going up, baby.
it's not, first off, it's not Oakley's,
Yes.
it's Up Networks and DreamSmart Web3 enabled AI smart glasses. Jorge, you make one great point there. You said a lot, but you made one great point. Which takes us back to our second story that we talked about with the SEC basically suing Elon Musk over how he purchased Twitter. And do you think the reason they're suing him is simply because it was the first time Elizabeth Warren? I'm sorry, wrong. It's not Elizabeth Warren. Damn it. Damn. Cut it. What's that lady's name? The one buying stock?
uh,
Oh,
Pelosi.
yeah. All right. You know, Jorge, you make one great point there. I'm sure there were many great points, but just one that really resonated with me. Going back to our second story with the way the SEC decided to sue Elon Musk over how he purchased Twitter. Do you think there's any motivation by certain senators because they didn't get to front run the purchase? Like they front run every other stock ever?
Yeah, I mean, I think like the government definitely does, and that's extremely problematic. Like they're passing these laws, they're meeting with people in these industries to kind of come up with these regulations, and they're like, "Oh, you have a stock or whatever," and they buy it, and I just don't like that transactional relationship.
Listen,
Like
if I
we
can't
we
insider
shouldn't be
buy,
able
you
to
can't
argue.
insider buy, and you certainly can't sue Elon Musk because you didn't get the opportunity to insider buy him. Wrecked.
Mhm. Wrecked indeed. But as far as like seeing new regulations are concerned, I'm happy. I'm all about it. The committee seems torn between embracing crypto innovation and making sure nobody gets scammed. Maybe the government can just stop lying to us and bamboozling us and just let us do what we want to do. Am I right?
Yeah, like use crypto scam marketplaces. That
Go on. Elaborate on your crypto scam
No, that was
fun
a
shit.
transition for you to start the next, we're so bad at this.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god. You know what? Let's not do the transitions. Can we just
You just
whenever we feel ready?
let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. Anyways, speaking of scam marketplace, crypto scam marketplace grows following stablecoin launch. The Huoin scam market. What a terrible name. The Huon? Is it Huey one?
It
Is it Hugh?
looks like a bar in the Star Wars universe.
Oh God. But anyways, the scam marketplace, the self-proclaimed largest online illicit marketplace to
Huani?
have ever
Hu
ever operated,
Huani.
has seen significant growth after launching a stablecoin showing how bad actors can continue to exploit loopholes in the crypto space. The development highlights the ongoing challenges in securing digital assets. TBC, what do you think?
Um, apparently people have a problem with a new scammer getting into the stablecoin business. People seem people seem perfectly content on using those OG stablecoins that clearly represent the DeFi values of decentralization and transparency.
I mean, apparently the reason they like using it is because it's hard to track. So I guess this is like a more privacy focused stable coin here. It works on Ethereum, BNB, Tron. It's processed over 24 billion in
Let's
transactions.
go.
That has grown by 51% in the past 6 months. So I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. I mean, people are going to use technologies. Honestly, the way I see it, there's always going to be people using technology in an illicit way.
Are you saying
There's just not.
scammers are the perfect ones to develop a privacy stablecoin?
No, that's not
Well,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
who's
It's
more
unfortunate.
motivated? The government?
I mean, that may
Well,
be
I mean,
true, but that doesn't take away from anyone else that just wants to use privacy, towards their own means. I mean, I don't need anyone knowing what I'm spending my money on.
we
I don't know.
5% of a certain company, right?
Look at you, you I was just trying to show their point of view. That's it. All right.
No one's getting the joke.
Well,
No one's watched 2
dude,
episodes of us before.
no one
No one
has.
is.
But, it also looks like they launched their own blockchain, the Huon
It's gonna fail because I can't pronounce it.
chain, a decentralized exchange and a chat app. So it's like a Telegram where you can
Whoa.
use a decentralized exchange and has some degree of privacy.
Scammers and
I
a
mean,
chat app?
yeah, and
Revolutionary.
apparently it's responsible for most of like it's fueling the cybercrime in Southeast Asia for money laundering, stolen data, and online fraud. So it's kind of unfortunate, but it looks like crypto innovation to some extent is being hijacked, by criminals. And God damn it,
Jorge,
I hate when this stuff happens.
Jorge,
I mean, it's just
I just did the research. I checked with a linguistics expert,
did you now?
at a local university. They
Did you?
told me, all right, this is hot off the presses, that Huawani actually translates
What does it translate to?
uh to wait, oh crap, I ruined it. What what was the red app I talked about? What was that called?
Red no,
Red Now? What is it?
red
Red
note.
Note. Okay, okay, let's do this over again. Let's do this. Good luck editing this. Jorge, I just got off the phone with a local linguistics expert from the local university. They told me that "yoin" actually translates uh, to red note. So if you are operating on a certain app soon to be bought by Elon Musk with a web chat function, this joke is going nowhere.
This
That's so bad.
it's just
Just
terrible.
delete it all. Anyway, good news, everybody. Elizabeth Warren pushes Treasury Secretary for stricter crypto regulations. It just doesn't end with these people. Senator
Yeah.
Warren has called on the incoming Treasury Secretary to enact tough measures on the crypto industry, citing concerns about its role in money laundering and financial instability. Her letter highlights the need for stringent oversight and regulation to prevent further market abuses. I am not entirely sure on what the Treasury Secretary can do in this case to limit crypto. I don't know how that works
I mean,
constitutionally, right? Is it what it, is this still not the role of the legislature? Doesn't Chevron destroy all their powers here? I just don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think like this is a I don't know why she's still you know, I'll give her this. The woman has conviction, but I mean, at this point, she's lost the battle. Like, all she has successfully done is organized the entire crypto industry against her, crypto advocates against her, crypto users against her, and has pushed an entire industry to the Republican Party, which honestly did not need to happen. Like, that was the biggest loss that the Democrats could have asked for. There were, like so many people between the age of like 20 and, 40 have exposure to crypto or, sometimes are just entirely exposed to crypto. And so this woman came in and basically was jeopardizing them, betting on their futures. Uh, and, on top of that, it at this point it's like it's very clear that this technology has a lot of excellent use cases, whether it's as a store of value, transactions, stable coins, DeFi, potentially NFTs, games. There's so many applications that are
Glasses,
coming. Glasses.
glasses.
Oh my
Don't
god,
forget the glasses.
fix my stigmatism.
Let's go.
But it's just like, go outside, Elizabeth, you know like, touch grass and smell the roses. That it's not benefiting you, it's not benefiting your constituents. And don't get me wrong, like, it's really disappointing that we told that story about Hugh Wine and that people are going to use the technology in that fashion. But I think like keeping banks out of the system, keeping, businesses from participating, like trying to push the industry out of the country doesn't solve the issue. People will always have access to crypto. Work with them. Make it a better environment. Those people that donated to Trump, those people at Bitcoin Miami, all of these people could have been left leaning and felt like they had to vote for Trump. And that's a huge possibility as well. I just think it was honestly the biggest political failure of the year. It could have been so easy, but instead they just wanted to push against them. And I'm wondering, was there really like a big financial interest, like a JP Morgan type character, or people trying to suppress it? That's possible. That's possible. So is this like some type of weird corporate corruption that is still prevalent in both parties, or maybe just the Democrats? Or is this Elizabeth Warren in her conviction being extremely anti-crypto, despite, the overwhelming amount of people that want access to this? I just don't know, and by now, Elizabeth, good luck to you. I was surprised that you won again, but I'm not from Massachusetts, so I can't speak on how well things are going there because of you, but um hopefully she learns her lesson here, because her and Gensler like created an army of people against her. Remember, she's like, I'm building an anti-crypto army. No, she built the crypto army. That's what Elizabeth Warren did. She built the crypto army, and it came in droves. There's my rant.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. That's been This Week in Crypto, or whatever this show is called. Uh, have a good
The
one.
Beefy Pod, sponsored by Beefy, the multi-chain yield optimizer, getting you some of the best yields in all of DeFi. Remember, folks, nothing here is financial advice. We love having you, and we look forward to seeing you again.